I'm going to show you how to create a pop art portrait. First, what you need to do is open up the portrait that you want to make into a pop art image. Let's double check our image size to make sure we're at the right size. I want to constrain proportions, so you have that clicked here, and I want to make it closer to 8 by 10. So I'm going to put 10 here, and then it'll keep the proportions here by going up to 11. I click OK. There it goes, it's thinking, and there he is. So once I do that, I'm going to duplicate this back layer and title it Dots. Click OK. I'm currently in Photoshop, however, the actions in Photopea are the same. So now once I have this Dots layer, I'm going to put a blank layer in between. So I'm going to go here, click layer, there's layer 2. I'm going to drag it in between the two of them, and now I have this blank layer in between the dots layer and the background. I want to add some color to this, so I'm going to click here. Here's my color picker. I want it to be a pretty bright color, let's do this one. I'm now going to grab my paint bucket tool, which you find over here. Sometimes it's under the gradient tool. And now that I'm clicked on this layer, I'm going to add color. I don't see it yet because there is this layer on top of it that is completely opaque. Now what I want to do on the dots layer is delete the background. This can be done several different ways. In Photoshop, what I'm going to do is use the the object selection tool. You can use quick selection, you can use magic wand. This object selection tool works quite well in Photoshop. It's a little more tricky in Photopea. So you just kind of have to finagle and work around with it to finesse selecting the background. Or you may end up just deleting it in pieces if you need to. So now I have my portrait actually selected, but I want to change it to the background. So I'm going to select. I'm going to go to inverse. And now if you see, the dancing ants are now around the background. So what I need to do is delete it. So I'm just going to hit backspace. And now you can see the layer underneath. The next step is to desaturate the dots layer. So first I need to deselect the background. So you can go to either select, deselect, or Control D is your keyboard shortcut. So I'm on the dots layer. I want to desaturate it. So Image, Adjustments, Desaturate. And now you see he's fully grayscale. I now want to change this to a threshold. I want to change the threshold on it. So I go Image, Adjustments, and then I go down to Threshold. And here you just use the histogram and there we go, your anchor point there to drag it to where you can still see detail, but you get kind of a very high key image. I'm going to click OK. Now on this layer, I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Gossamer Blur. And what this is going to do is soften the edges just a little bit. So you want to go 2 or 3. So let's see what 2 looks like. I think I'll keep it at 3 and click OK. And it just softens the edges just a little bit. Now I want to duplicate the dots layer. So I'm going to right click, duplicate layer. I'll just keep it as dots copy. I'm going to now go to Filter, Pixelate, and Color Halftone. This is going to give me the dots that we're looking for. So on this, for Color Halftone, you want to change this top image to, you can go 15. I wonder what 20 is going to look like. Let's go 20, see what 20 looks like. So then it looks very pixelated. I'm going to now take this, right click, turn this into a clipping mask. So I'm going to right click on this copy, create clipping mask, Then I'm going to right click, merge down, and now you have your pop art image.